We are back. We are back. We are back with another episode of Fuel or Crutch Podcast. This is season 4, episode 2. I'm gonna give it a few minutes for people to hop on. I've got a great show. I'm looking forward to it. My guest is the funniest man in Madison. So I'm gonna drop this intro, give y'all a little bit of time to get online, and then we're gonna be ready to rock and roll. All right. We back. Like I said, this is the 4th season of the Fuel or Crutch Podcast, 2nd episode, and I got a very, very, very special guest, Mr. Antoine McNeil, Mr. Make You Laugh himself. So I appreciate you joining in. How you doing?
Man, I'm straight. I'm blessed. Glad to talk to you. You know, when the real get together, man, it's always a treat when the players.
Oh my God, you already know. And shout out to Crown Royal. They don't pay me yet, but it's coming.
Oh, listen, I think I might be sipping what you said, but how was that? See?
Oh, look, when real come together, it's gonna be a good one.
Why'd you do this?
See, look, we already in tune. So
yes, sir.
Without further ado, we're gonna start off with some icebreakers where everybody coming on.
Icebreakers. Yes. Did you tag me? You want me to share it? You good?
I tagged you. Go ahead and share it.
Okay, don't listen. I'm still with you. Hold on. I'll make sure I ain't losing you nowhere.
And he gone. Just like that. He done slipped up and he left. He'll be back and I'll get him back on. Comment in the chat if you got questions. We're gonna make sure that we get them heard.
Okay, hold on. You got it, you shared it.
I shared it, I tagged you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm trying to figure out how can I share it because every time I jump off, it's taking me off screen.
Are you on your phone or a computer?
On my phone.
Oh yeah, that's probably why. Because as soon as you go to share it, it's going.
Yeah.
But I tagged you. So
okay, you just gonna be. Yeah, but you tagged me. You know my Facebook ain't gonna allow that to tag. You know you can't let nobody just tag your page.
Go ahead and hop off and take care of it. I'll get this show rolling.
Hold on, do that, and I'll be right back. I want we get as many viewers as possible.
Yes, sir.
All right. 1 second, I ain't going nowhere.
So excuse us, we having a few small technical difficulties. It ain't nothing of it technical, but we just having a few difficulties. We finna get it popping. Please do not be afraid to comment in the chat. If you got questions for Mr. McNeil, put them in the chat. Also, we have already discussed that we were looking at giving away 2 tickets to his upcoming show, which I'll let him elaborate on a little later. So drop the questions, anything you want to know, anything that you got, wanting to know how to go about getting those tickets. Again, like I said, we'll discuss later. So again, don't be afraid to comment in the chat, ask any questions. I also wanted to give a shout out to everybody that went on the Madison 365 Community Awards. I appreciate everybody's support that shared, voted for me, or whoever even nominated me. I appreciate it. It's a humbling experience to even be nominated and being a finalist as a final 3 candidate. So I definitely appreciate all that love and support. So yeah, I think one, just reaching out and creating community through podcasting has been fun for me. That's where it started out, with just being fun. Started with some sports nostalgic talk, and then we went into creating community, and we've done that. So without further ado, Mr. Make You Laugh. Let me
Man,
hear
what's going on? Hey, that's a pretty hard title to live up to. Talking about Mr. Make You Laugh. Look, man, I don't even know if I'm supposed to sit back like this, right? I see all your guests be like this. This is how your guests be like, yeah, Jamal, I had a great time. Yeah, y'all eyeballs be on the screen. I don't know which way I'm supposed to see.
Some of their eyeballs don't necessarily be in tune and lined up.
And they like, we're gonna have a good time, Jamal. Yeah, good time. I'm like, man, sit back, get your ass out the camera.
Trying to read the comments and everything. But
Oh
so
no.
starting out with the icebreakers though. Give me your number one all-time Black TV sitcom.
That's a good question. Get out of here. My daughter gonna try to be in the back and tell me about something. You weren't even born, don't know nothing about these sitcoms. Give me that drink, please. Top 3 Black sitcoms.
You can just give me your
gotta, huh?
What's your favorite?
Okay, so In Living Colors is a sketch comedy show. That's not a sitcom though, right?
Wasn't a sitcom, but if that was your TV show, because it was on TV regularly.
Yeah, it was, and because of what Keenan Ivory Wayne and them did, and for everybody else in J-Lo and all that, because sometimes it's not just about what you do, it's about the stuff that comes from there, right? Mm-hmm. So they had Tommy Davidson, David Allen Greer, like it's just endless amounts of support. So for me, I would be like
Amy Fox, everybody was on there.
Yeah, everybody who touching them come up, and it's like just touch, like what they say, everything you touch turn to gold. I'm also
touching, no baby oil, no. We gotta be careful.
Oh man, this ain't no Diddy over here, man. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute. But no, man, I'm gonna go with Martin too.
Martin.
Okay. Yeah, Martin was classic because we got a chance to see somebody go from stand-up comedy, and that's my genre. And a lot of times people don't understand the range that comedians have. You know what I mean? Like we can be sad, or like we're imitating people. So Martin is dope just because he also played a lot of different characters. And so you think about like Eddie Murphy and Nutty Professor and stuff like that. So to be able to play multiple characters, Dragonfly Jones, and him and what's funny, Martin and Pam. Hey, Martin and Pam always went into it, but that's how me and my daughter be a lot of times. We be at each other all the time.
I think that's a love language. That ability to crack jokes, to be able to do that, because I promise you're not gonna fit into the circle with me and my daughters if you don't got a sense of humor. If you can't take a joke or give a joke, like you gonna struggle.
It's funny because a lot of times I have to let it go because I don't know, like my playing nice ain't gonna be as nice because I'm still the dad, right? So you know how your kids play with you, like, all right now,
stop, all right
now. Yeah, I'm all right now. Don't let me have to hurt you. So sometimes I make sure she get her wins and her confidence. She's pretty funny though. So so we be at each other like Martin and Pam. Let's see, third sitcom. Ew, I would almost say Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, because we'll snap for so many seasons though, dog.
So many different roles. He had the serious parts, the silly parts, the relationships, the struggles with the parent fatherhood, or having his own. So
people still sing the chorus line to this day. People still sing that chorus line to this day, right?
Yeah, and don't know the whole song.
He did such a great job that it got him other acting roles. You know what I mean? So I'm over here looking like I'm trying to do that stuff like Will, man. And I ain't talking about what happened with him in his marriage. I'm talking about with his career. That man, he snapped out. The man that slapped another comedian on an award show. That's mental health. So I ain't advocating. I want to be like Will in that aspect. August Alsina, he was on a red couch. I ain't talking about that aspect. I'm talking about what it did for his career. You know what I mean?
Fair. And that his career got him Jada.
Probably
should have left her where she was at, but it got her.
That's literally what I was thinking. I don't know why you would say that like it was an accolade. She cute and all. You know what I mean?
Especially in what was it, Woo?
And Woo. Yeah, you know what's so funny? This is so crazy. Most people don't realize this about me. I typically watch most movies like once. I don't go back and watch them like 2-3 times. Yeah. But only stuff that's old classics I have. That Boys in the Hood, Medicine Society, Half Baked, and all that other stuff. Yeah, but like most movies, I probably couldn't remember Woo like that. You know what I mean? So
I probably only watched it 2 or 3 times, but I just one of those that I did remember. But I also wanted to say, like, my probably my favorite Black TV sitcom is one that you're probably surprised that it is because it's so old. Sanford and Son.
Yeah, I just never really too much get off into it. You know what I mean? I heard about it, I've seen it, but I just never, it just wasn't really in my era. So I would have
It
to been
wasn't, but
watching
it
it
was
with my
funny.
grandma.
It was
Yeah.
funny. I still watch it now. A lot of the jokes that they say you can't say today.
Man, listen, I did a news article, I think, of the Isthmus, and it was like, and I was just talking, and then they titled the article "No Rules," right? Because in comedy, people keep thinking there's these certain rules you're supposed to have, if that makes sense. It don't technically. So if Stanford and Son is going over jokes and they you could cross certain lines and stuff, nowadays you can't do much because of corporate interests and sponsorships. That's the reason why I like being able of a free entity and I can talk my shit, if that makes sense. I ain't got them big sponsors. That's the reason why Cat Williams' interview looked different than a lot of other people, because he don't have those corporate sponsors and he can talk shit. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I was like, so I can't tell, watch this. This is how crazy comedy is. I can't tell a white dude he can't say the word nigga. Does that make sense? But I can tell him you won't have to deal with the crowd. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just got somebody said that today. It was a comedian who was in Texas on the show called Kill Tony. They do like a 1 minute. They do like a 1 minute. You know that show Kill Tony.
Mm-mm.
So Kill Tony is a show that's I think it's based out of Texas, if I'm correct. A guy named Tony Radcliffe. He give people like 1 minute to go up there and pop your shit, do your jokes. So people were on the show Kill Tony, and the guy came up and he did a joke, and it was about the word nigger, and about the white person, right? And they was all shocked. And the comedy community, they were like, "Oh, I think he's effed up." And I was like, "This is what I would like to do. I would like to invite him to do my shows. I want him to come to Madison, Wisconsin, and I want to book him during Black History Month. Do that. Book him in February, niggas. Do them same jokes here." And he had a tooth missing. I feel like we're gonna give him a free dental plan, if that makes sense. So I can't tell him not to say it, but you got repercussions. So when I tell jokes, I've told jokes before that has crossed every line, every race, every nationality, every gender offended. But I'm an equal opportunity offender. I'm gonna get to your ass at some point in time. You ain't special. You might be special, and if you're special, I'm gonna talk about your ass.
Shout out to all the people tuning in. One was just there.
Wait,
just
I see you. Go ahead. Huh? I'm sorry.
Yeah, he said just watch Stanford and Son, and Aunt Esther said, and that was in the 70s. So yeah, yeah.
Wait, what? You hooped with Q before, didn't you?
Yeah.
Why Q shoot like this? Q shoot to the top of his feet.
He making sure he getting all the arc. Arc.
I had to pull up my whole camera back. Q, most people shoot like this. That nigga Q.
Oh yeah, he gonna lock it. Not locking the elbow out. He finna had his armpit at his mouth.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. The man got a jumper when it's hitting, though, man.
So one last icebreaker question: who is your top 2 stand-up comedians?
I don't think I have any.
No stand-up, no tops.
No, I got favorites. I can give you a bunch of favorites, and I can tell you why. But yeah, I'm the type of person, I don't have a lot of favorites on a lot of stuff. It could be food, it could be movies or something. But it's crazy. It's different people for different reasons. I'll give a shout out to Kevin Hart, because right now Kevin Hart is on the scene, and he's like this new modern version of what Eddie Murphy was doing on this comedian rock star type shit, right? And it's one thing to be local. Kevin at this point in time doesn't have that kind of ability to go back to local because he's so global, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So in terms of comedy, like I watch him and he putting his Plastic Cup Brothers on.
Yes, and definitely putting his brothers on.
He putting them on. He got the LOL network. He got the Fort. He just did they revived. Yeah, they did comic. They just did Comic View. Him and Mike Epps. They did Comic View. They did 4 different episodes. But Kevin Hart was behind that, bringing that back. Mike Epps was hosting that. But what he's doing, I think any comedian in their right mind would strive towards it. But in terms of what funny is subjective to me, right? So I could like a set he do and then not like another one. I could like a joke he do and not do another one. No one's going to always be funny to you all the time. And that's what I think people get comedy messed up. They're like, he ain't funny to me. Nigga, he's funny to somebody X amount of $1 million later. You know what I mean? Some people don't like Dave Chappelle, but he's funny to some people X amount of $1 million later.
He's the one for me. Like, I didn't like the Chappelle show. I thought it was stupid. But as far and so I didn't think I was gonna like him as a stand-up comedian. But,
you're the only person I ever heard say that.
I swear to God, I thought that was like the dumbest show in the world. But then I gave him a chance for his stand-up, and I was like, oh man, he might be one of my favorite stand-up comedians because I like that versus sprinkle some crack on him. That was stupid to me.
Yeah, sketch comedy is hit or miss. Some people don't like that form. Some people don't like the jokes. But I love Dave because Dave get a chance to talk about levels of either truth or his opinion. I call them lullaby jokes. He'll tell a joke and he's talking and you forget that it's a comedian you're talking to because he's talking so freely. And then boom, here come the punchline. So I'll say something to somebody about something, and then boom, I hit them with the punchline. They're like, "Damn, I forgot this nigga telling the joke." So
mine would have been was DC Curry. Like I just like the way he rap. Like when he get going and get to running,
yeah,
he gonna keep going and he gonna keep hitting you and hitting you and hitting you, and then he gonna be done.
Hey, that's funny. I haven't been compared to almost any comedian. Like I feel like I got my own style. You know, I don't feel like I just can't It's one comedian, somebody came, Brian, he was at the comedy club on stage. He got a special on Netflix. Brian, I forgot his name, but his thought process on how you analyze stuff and how you break it down. I forgot the Brian Simpson. Watch him on Netflix. He probably got some on YouTube as well. The man is just his thought process. But I love Tommy Davidson. Tommy Davidson, remember watching one of his first stand-ups a long time ago. And I feel like that's what gave me the motivation or just the insight to do comedy because I'm like, how do they remember this? You know what I mean? How's he coming up with it? He going, you know, Tommy got that little piccolo. Tommy will do characters, you know, so I just love all of comedy. And I look at it like, I don't really pick favorites in that because I might like something about somebody and might not like the next thing they do, but that don't mean I don't like them. You know what I mean?
Well, I just like the passion that you're speaking with. So I want to go.
Yeah, I love comedy. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, man, for real.
So now I want to take it back a little bit, you know.
Come on.
Talk about where you come from, a little bit about your upbringing.
Man, I come from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, man, area code 53206. That's in the heart of the hood. They got a movie out about that as well. I think a YouTube movie about how it's about Milwaukee being one of the worst 53206 being one of the worst zip codes in the nation. And that's nothing to brag about, but it's also to give to highlight that I come from out of like poverty, drug dealers, drug users, pimps, prostitutes, shit, you name it, gamblers, shit. So I come from out of that, but I was also able to be around my mom and my dad's side. So I come from the projects of West Line for a time, and then we come off of Locust Street, which is still in the hood. My grandmama and them was in the hood. So I come out of Milwaukee, I would say, out of rough environments. But that's why I'm so thankful to be here. It's more peaceful. I don't know when the last time I saw a crackhead, man, around Madison. I'm like, come on, Madison. Come on. There might be somewhere, I just don't see them. I just don't see them. You know, in Milwaukee.
They pop up on the app all the time, too.
I don't got the app. I've never been on that app. And why the fuck is y'all people looking for people in jail? That's what I want to know. What pleasure do y'all get out of looking for people in jail?
I think it's almost like a social media addiction.
I don't know. My mind, dog, I'm positive like a plus sign. I have to be very careful about what I intake. My mind can't understand why we would go look for some low vibrational shit. I don't know other people and I don't know their plight, so I can't say what they're going through. But for me, hell no, I'm not gonna be on no app looking at niggas' charges and watch this. Tell me if I'm correct. If you, God forbid, and God willing that it never happens, if you or I was on an app, more people would share you on the app than they would share this live.
Oh, hands down. More than they would share a flyer, where they would share a clothing.
Your mentoring event. More people will share you on the app. They'll screenshot it and inbox somebody. You'll get more shares for negativity than positivity. I just can't rock like that. That's the reason why I laugh. I'm like, these niggas crazy.
Shout out to my big
Stone
sister,
cold
man. She
crazy.
said people just nosy.
They is nosy. Shout out, is that your mother?
Yep.
Hello,
Yes,
how you doing? I better make sure that I speak very properly.
She didn't speak properly to us.
No, your mama always,
out.
your mother is a kind, beautiful lady. So I got to remember when I'm popping my shh, I'm popping it correctly because I be snapping with my mom in the crowd. I've done comedy shows with my grandmama in the crowd, and I'm not as well spoken as I am today. When I'm on that when I'm on that soft boss, when I'm on that sauce, and I get to talking my shit. Man, my grandma was like, I didn't do that. I was like, yes, the fuck you did, grandma.
Hey, why is it that parents and grandparents swear that they didn't do something when you like, I got the scar to remember it?
They be in denial. Some of it, they don't want other people to know what they did because you don't want nobody to tell on you, and your kid tell on you like snitch ass nigga. So it was one time, and this is gonna be a terrible example. I was telling jokes one time. I was on stage and I was talking about how different races have different sounds for porno, right? My brain is weird. So, yeah, right. Yeah, so my brain is really crazy. So I was talking about how the Asians that do this sound, and I ain't gonna get off into it right now to get nobody offended to get off into the joke. But when I came down to the black people, I forgot my jokes. I write so many jokes, it's hard to remember. So I've been doing comedy for 10 years and I've been producing shows for 8 years. So every month I got to come up with something new. So I was doing this joke and I was like, damn, what did I say that black girls do? And I looked over and I saw my mama and I was like, I said, how many of us was introduced to porno from our parents? I'm like, you had that when you found your first VHS, it was in my mama's house. My mama told me, no, you didn't get this from my house. Why I'm going to lie to you in front of why am I lying to all these people in front of you? Like, why? So I was telling, I said, you remember this movie? A nigga had to rewind it and then put it back at a certain spot. So I was trying to tell her, yeah, my mama told me, no, I didn't. Mama, I said, I just threw the tapes away about 3 weeks ago because I just moved. Like, where do you think I got sweet brown pussy from, mama? I was 12. Where do you think I'm gonna get that from? I'm just saying, though, I didn't have, that was a VHS. I didn't buy that tape.
I didn't buy that tape. So you talked about growing up in the hood and in poverty and seeing all different types of stuff. So like as a kid, what was your dream, like your dream job? What was your career dream?
I was still a classic young black man. I would think about rapping and hooping, I would think about rapping and hooping. I think my love for music and rhyming is either almost equivalent or more in comedy. I probably could freestyle more music than I could just freestyle more comedy. So I was like, oh, I'm going to do that. My rap stage name was Green Mac. You know what I mean? I Macked out that green, when I was an early teen, always wore green, sold stuff to things.
Okay.
But I'm just talking shit. But so rapping and then hooping, I had some little hoop dreams and stuff. And that's what brought me here to UW. I'm like, I'm going to walk on it. But I didn't get a chance to play my senior year. And that blew my mind. And I had to play for our church league, right? So my senior, right. I did I served, and when you in Milwaukee, you serve time. You don't go to school. I served 2 years at Milwaukee Juneau and 2 years at Milwaukee, Washington. So I went to Washington for my last 2 years. And when I went to Washington, I was jumped on varsity my junior year, and it was a team full of X-Men. I kid you not. A team full of X-Men, dog.
What
if I can tell you, 1999.
Trying to think, I would have been in high school. They probably had J.R. Morris, Kamar Davis.
Yeah, that was J.R. Morris is one of my little dudes from the hood. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So when I got over there by 51st Street, Kamar was went to middle school with us. But Kamar was big and tall. You know what I mean? So I hooped with him. They hooped with us. So when I came through, and so now they are younger than me. And this was so crazy. My senior year, it was one senior on our team.
Because them young dudes was cold.
No, it wasn't the fact that it was cold. The coach still, the balance, right? The coach leadership is a very valuable skill, right? And being able to distribute the ball. That's what Freddie Owens, my dude Dave Edwards, man, we had everybody, man. Rob Jackson, Shea. So it was a team full of X-Men. I sat on the bench. We sat on the bench and he was only playing like 5 players, bring the 6 man in, bring back 5. We'd be on the bench the whole time, 9 people. I said, man, send me down to JV. At least I get some players. For real. But I say that to say in dreams and aspirations, I just knew that I wanted to deal with business. I wanted to be a politician because I used to always see what's my man? Dad, the little senator. I don't know why it's in my head. Um, I used to always see these commercials with the senator on TV, and I was like, man, I want to be a senator. I want to be a mayor. I thought I was going to be the first black president. So I was like, oh, I'm going to study law and I'm going to do psychology. So those are some of the things I wanted to do. But life took a different turn for me, and I changed my path, and comedy kind of happened, and business kind of happened. So
but
that was that. I never even saw comedy as an option. I didn't start comedy till I was 33.
So, but you did make it out the hood. You made it out the hood, and you ended up coming to Madison, going to school, right? Talk about that decision and that transition.
Shit, I came here and got culture shock. I came here. Yo, listen, I'm from the heart of the hood. So when I came down to Madison, I told my roommate, I had a big ass Garcia Vega. The blunt was like about this long. I'm like, man, this is my last time smoking. You want to smoke it with me? He was like, oh, I don't smoke. Now I got this big ass blunt. I need to smoke. I'm like, where do we smoke at in the hood? You just walk outside. Man, I was walking. I'm looking. I'm damn near down on State Street. I was finna fire up on State Street. I'm like, no, I don't think I should be doing this here. But I say that to say I saw how Caucasian the city was by going through the heart of Madison, which they consider the heart of Madison, like that downtown area, State Street. When I saw that shit, I still walk down on State Street to this day and still get emotional because it's like, nigga, where the black people at, dog? Like, what's for us? Where are our bars? Where is our businesses? Where, like, so when I go there, I feel out of place. You know what I'm saying? My daughter, like, I'm gonna go to UW-Madison. I feel like a slave. Get the hell away from here now. You get the hell out of here. I'm serious, man. The people program and full ride. I'm like, you keep doing good in school, you can go to anywhere. Don't stay here. You know what I mean? So I just say that to say UW-Madison was a good experience just to network and experience different culture. But I had culture shock. I ended up being president of Black Student Union. I worked with the Multicultural Student Coalition. We had over $1 million budget just to make sure that we did stuff to help with diversity. So organization, learning how to organize and network with people. So that's kind of my experience at UW. White is it? I call it UW-Madison white concept, baby.
So what did you end up majoring in?
Political science.
Oh, you still you wanted to be a senator and a mayor type thing?
Yeah, I worked on a lot of campaigns. So when people were having local campaigns, so every like 2 years is kind of when people are doing campaigns. So every 2 years, I would kind of help with some of those local campaigns, and then every 4 years, some of the national campaigns. And I think it was right when Barack got elected. It was some major changes that happened in my life, and I'm like, yeah, this ain't gonna be the thing. Like if I want to, I still can pursue that thing. It just was like, I don't like the dirtiness of politics. When I was going to canvas, knocking on doors, and then they got me, it feel like you had me as a signed up hater. So if I'm, let's call it Tommy Thompson or something, whoever, I'm not finna go to the door and talk about why you shouldn't vote for this person. I'm gonna tell you why you should vote for the person I'm talking about. So
I feel like that changed over the years. Like I don't remember growing up seeing all these negative campaigns on TV. It changed.
It's always been this way, is what I'm telling you. Listen, this I got a joke about. I'm laughing because this is how politics is so crazy. They'll be like, and if this person did all the best things they did in their entire life, and then it's bad when the movie man voice come on, Senator Ron Johnson. I'm like, where the movie nigga? When the movie man voice, Senator Ron Johnson. Well, what did he do? He didn't return a library book when he was 7. I'm like, nigga, is that why we not voting for Ron Johnson? Mandela Barnes. What Mandela do? He took a piss outside. Like, what? Come on, that's why. And he's black. Like, we can't stop him from being black. So soon as that movie man voice start, it's all hating. So I just when I got into politics, I thought it was gonna be able to advertise and advocate for issues, and it was just like, oh, go hate on them and telling people why you shouldn't vote for them. I care about issues truly.
Fair. So like navigating, getting out of the hood, navigating UW Wisconsin. Was there any influential people that kind of helped you to navigate? Because we all need somebody that can give us some game and help us to figure out situations.
Man, shout out to my family first and foremost, man. My mother, she man, I wouldn't be here without my mom's, man. Like it's so much I can say about her, like endlessly. So my mother, man, I was 14 years old when she kicked me out the house because I didn't want to listen to something. And then I came back with a baby on the way, when I was 14. And I had my first son when I was 15. But I was able to come back to her crib. I wasn't just on the streets. My pops, man, he owned a limousine business, one of the largest limousine businesses in the Midwest. So I get a chance to see business, networking, how you pay people, employees, how you work, get overtime, how you turn their money to our money, work our stuff. So my pops is very essential to that. My big brother, man, 2 years older than me, but he, raised me like we were our same age. They didn't even want me to go with him. They're like, you can't go with your big brother. I'm like, nigga, I'm going. You know what I mean? So my big brother, my cousin, man, who's like my big brother, Marquise, man, he it was just I was around people who really cared for me, who loved me. So my family, my great grandmama, all that, man, they used to tell me I'm special. You know what I mean? So my family, it was the most influential people I would say growing up.
Well, shit, you just said that they told you were special. So now the $1 million question that was already coming up next
Not
was,
all of them. I said my great grandmama did. She used to kiss it.
She was a visionary.
My mama told me one time, you ain't gonna be shit. I said, well, ain't like your daddy. I said, what the fuck is you talking about? Nigga, my daddy doing very well for himself. But no, my great grandmother, she used to kiss me on the head. She's like, my baby. She always made me feel special. And it's dog, you know about a wave nouveau, do you?
Oh, Lord Jesus.
So I got a curl at this time. I'm 14.
Please 15, tell me you 16. Got some pictures of that.
Man, I don't know where they at though. A lot of my pictures, my family got, when you go off to school, you don't leave with a book of, of pictures of yourself. So my mom, my daddy, whoever got them, or people, classmates might have them. But my hair was down on my back, man. I had a wave nouveau. But I say this to say what?
Wet as hell.
No, it wasn't wet. See, that's a problem. That you talking about a carefree. You might even talk about a Hawaiian silky, but my hair was just luxurious, man. You understand me? Forget what the hell I was saying. I started talking about how luxurious my hair was. Let's see. So when did you know you had a real gift? But she used to always tell me I was special, and I had like a curl, and she would still just kiss me with a curl. She would kiss me right in the curl. I'd be like, yeah, I must be special. She'd have kissed a nigga right where I done just sprayed some mousse in my hair a minute ago. But when did I know I had a real gift? Is that the question?
Yeah. When did you know you had a real gift?
I would say when I used to be at school having the kids crying, laughing. Because I would make fun of the teachers, the coaches, the principals. I made fun of everybody. And if we started ribbing, I used to like this. When I rib, people used to be like, if somebody said something about me, they used to be like, ooh. So to this day, I'm serious. They're like, he says, I'm like, God's on the truth. So I got to the point to this day, I've been doing comedy for 10 years. I don't even like talk about nobody in the audience. Because what I have is a gift, right? And because it's a gift, God gave me this gift. I don't want to pervert my gift. I don't want to talk shit about somebody when I got the ability to uplift them, if that makes sense. And people be heckling. You understand, you see comedy, people heckle. So the natural comedian is like, oh, tear his ass up. My mind, I don't know how to play nice. I'm like a boxer. I look at it like this. Having a gift with these words and telling jokes, I'm thankful for. I don't want to use it to tear nobody down. I can do 5 minutes of uplifting you or do 5 minutes of making everybody laugh at you. Making them laugh at you ain't going to build your self-esteem up.
And so that's easy.
Think about it as low-hanging fruit. Think about a boxer. A boxer hand is registered weapons, right? You ain't supposed to be in no regular fights, and you ain't supposed to go pick no fights. So when I go to the stage, I ain't finna be like, so look at this nigga right here. Look at your shirt, right? But people do it. Comedians do it. But just to go back to that, I used to be at work. They used to tell people at my job, man, you can't sit next to Antoine, because I would have them laugh. I'm grown. I was grown, and they wouldn't let me and my guys sit together. We had assigned seating. Why we got assigned seating as adults? So when I was making fun of the supervisor and all of my coworkers kept telling me, you need to do comedy. You need to be a comedian. I snuck down to the comedy club on State Street. I looked at 1 or 2 open mics. That would have been 2014, and it's been on since then, 10 years.
No, that's what's up. That is definitely what's up. So yeah, and just thinking about piggybacking off of that, like, you know, you opened up doors for other people. There are a lot of people that you brought through that are you know, showcasing their gifts. I don't know if they would have had the chance beforehand, or just, you know, use you as an experience to get more opportunities and more experience to elevate. Like thinking about like Myron, bro,
Yeah.
doing big things down in Atlanta, but knowing that you brought him to Madison multiple times.
Yeah, but Myron, I think we might have started around the same time, right? So, you know, he was on doing his stuff before that. I didn't. It's funny because me, Myron, and Drew met in a comedy competition one time, and it's called a Gong Show, and then I was doing some jokes, and a couple of minutes into my set, boom! I'm like, man, what? And then Myron got up there some jokes, boom! He wasn't even, you know what I mean, finishing. And then the guy came up there before Drew even started. Drew just went and took the whole gong. Like, nigga, you ain't finna gong me. He said the whole show finna be over. It was only me, Myron, and Drew. But I say this to say, like, having what I have is a platform, man. And you like what you give me right now, I feel like it's a platform. A lot of times it's what you do with your opportunity. You know, a lot of times people feel like you're supposed to make the opportunity for them and you're supposed to create what happens afterwards. No, I'm sharing my platform with you. You know what I'm saying? You've been on the stage before. You said it was one of your bucket lists, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I think you took second place, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, yep. And then one of the judges told me that if I hadn't gone over my time, I would have won.
You went over your time and you had the microphone in the stand your last set. And it was low. I was like, why is this nigga he was talking to the mic like this the whole time, and it was still in the case, and you was bringing the case up. I like you technically you would have won. Well, Rocka was going over her time, but what happens is
Rocka wasn't the one that won. It was another woman.
Felicia won. Feed the comedian. Felicia Walker, Feed the comedian. But I'm saying all this stuff to say, like, I realized that I had to go through it. I had to go through it the white way. I had to go to comedy club on stage. That's still my home comedy club. On Wednesdays, I still go do open mic. That's where I should go work on new material, polish old material. That's where I go bump into some of the superstars. That's how I had these comedy conversations. But I realized I wasn't getting the stage time that I wanted to. And it didn't feel like a voice for us, right? I got to go there and hit them with my white voice. But when I go do my shows, I'm giving people an opportunity. I did all the promoting for you already. You know, I wish people promoted themselves more. I did the promoting for you. I got the people here. We got the music sounding like us. We looking like us, a flyer. So when I give people access to my platform, I would suggest that they don't take it lightly, because think about it. If I was a selfish person, I would just do that time. I would do some of the poetry, like poem or spoken words. I would be headlining my own stuff. You very rarely ever see me headline my own stuff, because it ain't about me. It's about providing a platform to the person who'll be an opening act, a feature, the headliner. So
which is also the other reason why I wanted to bring you on during this season, because my thing is about community. Season 4 is all about community, and I wanted you to share and talk about the different communities that you've either created or you're a part of. Like thinking about just us, we're in communities of entrepreneurship, we're in communities of fatherhood, and many other platforms and communities, and just coming together. And I'm super appreciative of you for bringing community together with laughter. And again, you gave me an opportunity to fill a bucket list thing, and it. Like I used to joke.
You keep calling it bucket list because your ass scared to get back on stage. That's what you keep saying.
Like, hey, my anxiety.
It ain't as easy as people think, is it?
No, it's definitely not. And this is something that I had been like, I was the class clown, and instead of taking notes in class, I used to be sitting there writing like jokes on how I was going to set up the punchlines and all that other stuff. But we talked about that too. Like, that's a whole different genre, being funny and being able to tell a story and make a joke and make it funny and make people laugh. Because, yeah, you just going back and forth with one person, different than telling a full joke.
Hey, you saw when I said, hey, you said who's funny online, them comments get small and small, they quiet, right? Yeah, and then those people, you think any one of them reached out to me in my inbox, right? So
Hell
what
no.
but again, there's different. So I come from a family full of comedians and whatnot. You talking about like community, right? Because I don't want to deviate from the point, but that's a whole nother. I'm gonna tap in and tap out. Remind me of the question in a second. I want to make sure I call out some other people. Yourself, boy, you funny. If you ever want to do it or try it again, I'll make sure I work with you on your material on the back end. Nobody got to know, but when you come out, you're gonna feel more polished. That's what Kevin Hart do. Kevin Hart, he does his set, and he got a group of writers. His Plastic Cup boys, Harry, Joey, and stuff like that. Spank, they give him critiques on his stuff. Hey, move this, change this. You could do this like this. That's what we're supposed to do as a community. When I'm at the comedy club on stage, I don't feel like I get that same feedback because, you know what I mean? It's supposed to be, hey, my man, I like this and woo, woo, woo. It's very rare. But you go to Chicago, it's going to be a lot of people that think like you, that sound like you, that act like you, and they're going to get feedback. But I want to make sure I call out some cats that I think should be doing. We talking about community. Vernon Brown, Rocka LaShawn, my man J Rock, you know what I mean, Jamal
Magneto, come on, bro.
Yeah, there's people in the community that people want to see do comedy, and I'm willing to help. I'm willing to mentor. I never had a me. That's you talking about building community. I try to make sure that they get my platform. They don't have to go to the predominant. If I send a comedian, a black comedian here who's never done comedy, to an open mic around this motherfucker, they're gonna feel out of place. It's gonna be 99% white people. The jokes they tell, they might not be able to identify with. And now he's like, damn, do I want to do this? Do I want to keep doing this? So I made sure that people feel more comfortable. That's why it's really important about diversity to me on my shows. But I was saying that, like, people were telling me Fred was funny. Feed a Comedian was funny. This guy CJ was coming to my show. He funny. Craig Shake a Leg. These people finna be on my next show. Brandon has never done comedy before. I'm like, look, by the time you get some jokes, get some ideas, this is what you kind of put it together, and you come to me, I'm gonna make sure you're straight. Brandy Grayson hadn't did comedy before, and this a couple years back, I was like, hey, come through, I'm gonna show you how to write it up, chop it up. She went to the comedy club on stage, did her stuff, and now she did my show, I want to say last February. Okay. So we talking about building community. I try to make sure that people understand that comedy is way deeper than just like, oh, I'm funny. Yeah, you funny, my nigga. But do you understand the premise? Do you understand the punchline? Do you understand the rhythm of threes that comedy takes? You know, when I'm talking about, dog, I'm a comedy head. I love this shit, dog. I can do it and talk about it all day. So we talk about, when you say community, my mind is like, I'm building the comedy community here. If you look at it like this, some of those people probably wouldn't have been doing comedy either had it not been for me, or they wouldn't have been doing comedy that way. Because social media exists, you can tell jokes online, you can write online, but getting your ass on that stage and feeling comfortable is something different.
Different beast.
Yeah. So built a comedy community in terms of like business community as well. You know, anything that Antoine say is a disclaimer of Antoine McNeil, no other organization I'm associated with, but I work with the Madison Black Chamber of Commerce, and I just try my best to try to help small businesses. If I can help promote you, if I can share your stuff, if you go to my One Motion outreach page, I can guarantee you, I won a $200 bet like this. There is nobody in this community that shares more businesses and diverse businesses than myself. I don't even get I ain't looking for no reward. I ain't looking for no accolade, because one day I'm gonna pass away and they're like, what's One Motion? They're gonna go to my page, and everything that's positive in our community, I share. Right. So what I'm saying is to say, like, I really support entrepreneur stuff. I support Black. I'm very pro-Black. You know what I mean? Another community is fatherhood. You know what I mean? I think that's really important, and not just to be a pops, but it's like, man, it's struggles in this. You know what I mean? And talk about and being transparent about it. I done been through court. I done been through, successes. I've been a father, man, for 27 years. It'll be 28 this year. My oldest son will be 28. So when people see me, oh, you're a good dad. I got 27 years of experience. I hope I am. You know what I mean? But man, it's a lot though. So I'm very pro black, very pro comedy, very pro business, and I'm very pro us. As long as we can get together in a positive. Come on, pull up then.
I'm
Pull
gonna
up
pull
then.
up. Look, I'm gonna
Yeah,
pull up.
look,
Those
see?
Crown Royals
Yeah,
ain't gonna pay me yet.
yeah.
They going to, but
I
while we pouring,
represent for people. I represent for people like us, if that makes sense. I
as long
represent
as you ain't
that.
drinking E and J.
Man, listen, I ain't drink E and J since I was probably about 19 or 20 years old, man. I'm not
Hey,
trying to throw up.
but while we pouring this small intermission to pour, go ahead and promote the next show. I know you got one coming up next weekend. Talk about it.
Man, and so the next show I got is October 26th, this next Saturday. This next Saturday, I got a show. It's a Halloween show, so they can wear costumes. I'm gonna give $100 to whoever got the best costume. $20 if you wear a costume, $20 if you come before 9:30, $25 after 9:30. So that's just going with prices. You know, our people, how much? What is it? Where is that?
Hey, but while we talking about it, we said you said I told you I was going to purchase a ticket for somebody, and you said you was gonna match. So listen, if anybody knows my favorite number, which shouldn't be hard, if you first person to comment in the chat, I'm buying a ticket for you to go to Antoine's comedy show on next Saturday.
Hint, he's a freaky ass nigga. His favorite number is a freaky ass nigga. Did you get that one? Did you?
Don't be putting my business out in the street.
I would try to help you, freaky ass nigga here. But why they guess that? One of the reasons I want to put this show together is because of this. Every month I bring in comedians typically from out of town because we don't have a lot of headliners here, man. Comedy has so many levels. There's feature acts. Somebody can do 20 minutes. A headliner is somebody who can do 45 minutes or an hour plus. You got openers and you have like guest spots who might do 5. But I'm saying this to say, I wanted to make sure that I provided a format for a lot of the people in Madison who I think have talent. And instead of me bringing in other people to celebrate with us for Halloween, I'm like, how about this? How about we bring in the people in the scene who've been doing it, who deserve this platform? 4 people have been doing comedy. 1 wants to do comedy. I'm glad to give her a chance, Brandis. We got 3 poets. We have and 3 singers. Those people are very dope. So I want to make sure that it's not about Antoine. It's not about the other people, that we just come and have a good time. So this show is really about showing local love. And I also want to see if the city support, because the city typically say, we should get together. We should partner up. That's what they say, right?
We need more stuff for our black folks.
And am I not doing that?
You've been doing it how many years now? And every month,
I've been doing it. Besides, yeah, man, I love how you know it. I've been doing it 8 years with the exception of the pandemic every month. But I say that to say this. I wanted to make sure our local people got some love. And people think local is a bad word. Like, he a local, woo, woo, woo. Everybody from somewhere. And the funny thing is, if I leave, when I leave, I'll get people appreciate me more. You know what I mean? But it's also, I look at how I view myself versus how others view me, if that makes sense. So I know, man, if I go show you my wall and how many awards is on this wall and what I've done, it ain't about counting my newspaper clippings. It's about counting my blessings. And if I can't bless nobody else, what's the point? So I wanted to make sure that we did this local stuff. Local ain't a bad word, because one day I'm going to be gone and ghost. I want to make sure I'm here for my daughter. I feel great taking my daughter to school, picking her up from school, if that makes sense. So most comedians got to get on the road. They got to be gone Thursday, Friday, Saturday, hopefully, and make it back home by Sunday. And then they're at home Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and now they back on the road. I'm able to be successful by being here. That's very unheard of. So some of your favorite comedians, our favorite comedian, want to be on my show. Hey, man, when you going to have me down there? Niggas be... And I make sure I reach out to them, or somebody, man, did you talk to such and such? Antoine, we want you to bring blah, blah, blah. As long as the city will support it, I can do it. I'm in a smaller spot right now. I'm in a smaller spot right now. We go about 100 people. I've had larger crowds, but before, you know, God gonna make sure you can manage a small thing before He bless you being able to do big stuff, right? So for me to be able to see how many people I have to pay, dog, do you? It's like when I do a show, it's probably at least 9 people that get paid before I do. At least I got set up, tear down. I got front door, food, drink, security. I get 3 comedians. I used to have 3 poets. That's why I turned the poetry down. Like we got 1 poet, but you know, that we got, man, clean up. It's a lot. And
Shout
all of
out
these
to
things
the humble beginnings at the VFW.
man, I'm thankful for that. The only, you know what, God is so amazing. The thing that stopped that was COVID. I would have kept running with it. No, we used to have 200 people or something in there sometime. You know what I mean? Bump shoulder to shoulder, and sometimes you got enough room. But God has put me in different situations to tell me it ain't about where, it ain't the location. The blessing come with me. I'd have been at VFW, I'd have been at the Sheraton, I'd have been at the Brink, I'd have been at different places, and I bring to them an audience that they don't see. I've literally gave them their highest numbers that they've ever seen. That's why I was like, man, I don't like popping my shit. But man, there are certain businesses that has closed because they ain't fuck with me. If that makes sense.
It's time to promote. Go ahead. You said
Come on.
Pop it. Let's hear
Oh
it.
man, listen, man, listen. Let me take the first step back real quick to let you know. I make my own shirts in the pair, man. Man, listen, I got comedy. Well, I don't even know where it's at. Comedy and poetry jam, right? So I got hoodies. I also make shirts. I make shirties. I make hoodies. And promoting my brand, man. One Motion really is about whatever motion you move in, God is there. I had a car crash May 7th of 2016. I was 2 years into comedy. And I needed to get a car. I didn't know what I was going to do. My credit was bad. And I was like, I'm just going to do a GoFundMe. And I realized, like, dog, you got a skill. You got a talent. Why would you go do a GoFundMe? And I put together something called Comedy for a Cause. That was May of 2016. That was my first show, and now I'm 8 years into it. So there are no accidents. That wasn't even, I don't even call it an accident. I call it a crash. That was my big bang. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now.
Talk it.
So whatever motion you move in, God is there. You can't escape the will of God. So a lot of times people, I'm on stage talking shit, but I'm very connected. I'm a spiritual being. One day I'm going to be gone. And you know what people going to be doing? With motion. They going to fuck with me then. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I got.
I wanted to do more of. Give folks flowers while they still here.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Folks that proper respect and encouragement and uplifting while they here. I'd rather
that's
give
why
you
I love you, man.
I'd rather give you flowers before you got to push them.
That's why I love what you're doing. Because like I said, again, you allow me on your platform. If that makes sense. Whatever the views do or whoever, that's between them and God. What we did is put together something, and right now I don't mean nothing to them. One day I'm gonna be gone, and that one motion that's behind me, is there. Matter of fact, hold on, wait. You see it?
You're struggling, but I see it.
Look, because I ain't know. Look, the camera turned the other way, and then I ain't. He Viceroy, he folks. I don't want to be remembered as none. No, none of the above, dog. I got the one motion. I got it on my carpet. I got it on my license plate. I got it on a stool. But I really truly believe, man, that whatever motion you move in, God is there. If you move with that thought process, it's really going to help you because there's key principles in that: spirituality, personality, and business, all in one motion. The same way certain people believe in God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit, and or other things, or whatever that is. So my point is, part of my brand, most people don't even realize what the one motion is that if you spiritual, you believe in the most or different thing, I don't care if you call it the universe. Spirituality, knock on the door. God, what am I supposed to be doing? That's spirituality. And it might change. Keep knocking on that door. Personality is we got strengths and weaknesses. We got strengths and areas to improve on, right? So you use the thing that you're good at. I got $1 million mouthpiece, unequivocally. I just ain't got that platform. Yeah, I guess I do. I guess if something happened to me, it's strings attached like a violin or something happened, if that makes sense.
Yeah, listen, because if you
Yeah.
lose your voice, then what?
I'm gonna make a funk nigga doing thing like this. But you that oh then you crazy and
Hey,
one.
you know what I would love for you to do? Some form of improv with
Yeah.
somebody. I would do that with you. You could get me out of retirement by doing some form of improv.
Okay. I'm gonna challenge you. I'm definitely gonna do it. Improv is a whole different muscle. Remember we talking about comedy? The people who do social media, that's a muscle. That's real. The people who do improv, that's a muscle. That's real. Like crowd work, that's a real thing. People who do sets, stand up, comedy has so many. Think about a comedian, a comedic actor, Will Ferrell, right? Is that his name? The white guy, Will Ferrell?
Yeah.
David Allen Greer. No, there's different muscles when it comes to comedy, but I'm saying all that to say I'm
Shout
willing
out
to do the
to we got you for a ticket. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate the
Ooh.
flowers.
Hey, shout out Derek, man, for just helping the scene in the community. Just helping the scene in the community. I know you had a question. I forgot what the hell you asked me. I got lost in the sauce.
Shit, I think I did too, but no, it was the improv. If you decide to do something that was some improv, I'm coming out of retirement. I'm doing it with you.
Okay. So we gonna put together some improv. I'm gonna make sure I do that for sure. I got that. So that's that. But I'll still go back to say when it comes to comedy, man, I don't look at this as just a hustle. I'm not coming at it for money. There's many times that I've lost. Like you put in a certain amount of money, profit and loss. I was looking to be a comedian. I didn't know that I had to become a promoter. If that meant you said promote your brand.
Yeah.
Oh, matter of fact, that's what I was. I'm gonna go back. Spirituality, personality, and business all in one motion. That's what one motion is. So spirituality, knock on doors, do what I'm supposed to do. Personality, we got strengths and weaknesses. We got areas to improve on. Take your strength. I got $1 million mouthpiece. At one point in time, I had a very low credit score, check the check, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, damn, if I can get my pockets as strong as my mouth, I'll be $1 million nigga, right? And now they pay me to speak. So when I talk, my money get bigger, if that makes sense. So I use my strength to help my weakness, and I worked on my weakness by using my strength. And by that, I turned that into a business. So now they pay me to host. I'm an empowerment speaker. I've been a keynote speaker at MSCR, keynote speaker at the Ebony Ball for the Black Student Union. And with that being said, One Motion is really just about everybody hopefully trying to work together on one motion. I don't care what your religion is, your race, your gender, your whatever that is. Because a lot of time, even in the gang, certain people, they blue, they red, or they vice through GD, blood, crip. It don't matter to me. As long as we can come together on one common cause, it's something that's positive, I'll support it. So that's what One Motion is.
I love it. So before we start winding down, there's a couple other questions I wanted to hit you with. One, just talk to me about your experience of fatherhood, the good, the bad, the ugly, but you know what I'm saying, just how it's made you a better man.
Wait, you seem translucent right now. I don't know what you got some light to turn on. I'm about to, nigga, I thought you was finna disappear like Back to the Future. I'm about to say, nigga, you
it's different over here.
Okay, this nigga didn't turn trend. This nigga to disappear in my face. I ain't never seen Back to the Future. Oh, fatherhood, man. That's I would think almost more than anything else in my life, fatherhood and business is one of those things that define me. I wouldn't be who I am if I didn't have to step it up at such an early age. When I was 14 years old, I had a son on the way. When my son was on the way, I had to go get an actual job. My first job was at the Boys and Girls Club in Milwaukee. And I think I was getting $5.25 an hour, something like that, $4.75 an hour. And then I was like, this ain't enough to take care of nothing and nobody. Man. And I started hustling, right? And I didn't start hustling out of my own will. I started hustling because I knew I needed to take care of my little one. And that was, yeah, that's not a thing that I wanted to do, but where I'm from, it was probably the most and the quickest thing to make some money. But when I say that to say, like, I got, 3 different kids. I got one who passed away on the same day he was born. That was my catalyst to start One Motion Outreach in 2010. A year later, Nay was born in 2011. But I'm gonna go back. Fatherhood is important to me because it really made me step up who I am. My oldest son is 27. Me and him was talking, doing numbers. I'm trying to give him a game. I'm giving him a One Motion session. And people who, if you don't know where your passion is, your purpose is, you can reach out to me. We can do a One Motion session. We can do a small consult. But I guarantee when you leave from me, you're going to feel better about yourself, your business, your branding. I do consulting, but I'm only saying this because my son, I was talking to him and we running numbers, your rent, your car note, all this other stuff and how it's coming in. And I did a session with him and he told me the numbers he was making. I said, God damn, this nigga, he almost making more than me. That made me turn my hustle up, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Money don't dictate you. It's really your livelihood. But when I look at it like, no, I need to turn my son. I'm not going to be like, I make this amount and my son make that amount. That make me want to turn my hustle up, if that makes sense.
Competitive spirit.
And I also have something to live for. One day I'm going to be gone, but my legacy, I got 3 of my kids named. So I got Antoine, my son that passed away was Antoine, and my daughter's Antoinette. So because of that, when people see my kid, they treat Nate like a princess. I'm for real.
Hey, wait, hold on. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how you were able, like, what was you doing to these women to have them to name all their children after you? Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about it. Let's.
You got to be good at something, Jamal. You got to be good at something.
Oh man.
But where I'm from, in the hood, I used to be in the hood, and my dad name is Tony, right? And then he named my brother Tony. So they be like, hey Tony, and they would see me. They're like, what's up, little Tony? I'm like, I ain't little Tony, I'm Twan. They're like, what's up? No, you little Tony. I'm like, no, I'm Twan. So for me, it was important for me to have a legacy that reflected me. And when you see them, what I'm gonna call them, Tommy, Adam, John. No, you Antoine. And I know how to deal with them from there. But fatherhood is real important, man, because it's like one day we're gonna be gone. Hopefully you have a legacy. You know what I mean? So, and this is a funny thing. You don't see a lot of my comedy online, do you?
Nope.
Not on YouTube or on Facebook, Instagram, right? Because I'm planning for the day I'm gonna be gone. The day I'm gonna be gone, my daughter will have drives of my material, my videos. And when I'm gone, now she can get an editor if she don't know how to edit herself at that point in time. And now every annual year, every May of my birthday, now she can sell these videos. So people, oh my God, he was funny. Oh, he was $30 for the woo woo woo. One Motion every May. Now you're gonna sell these shirts and hoodies, if that makes sense. I'm gonna pass away. I don't want people to come to the funeral with no made up One Motion shirts. We're gonna sell them there. So I'm really trying to change from what I do as a person to turn that to a business. I laid the foundation for them, and they like Tupac. When Tupac died, he still had 2-3 albums worth. I got videos from 2014 that they can upload, slice, and put together. One day this video we doing one day. And this is the crazy thing. I heard somebody say this the other day and it F me up. Listen, are you ready for this?
Ready. I'm here.
You know we can't go to each other's funeral, right?
Damn.
Right.
Somebody ain't gonna make it.
So either I'm gonna go to yours or you gonna go to mine. I'm going to yours. So the point that I'm making is this. Hey man, one of us got to go. Jamal was such a nice guy. Let's go to his channel and look at what he did. Fuel a clutch, baby. I'm just playing.
Fuel a clutch, yeah. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna promote it. We're gonna make sure, sell some of my shirts and my shit too.
Yeah, listen. Fatherhood, and you talking about fuel or crutch, you're gonna use it as a crutch or you're gonna use it as fuel. And that's what fatherhood did to me. It became my fuel. fuel, right? It became what I needed to work out better. My son, both of my, they look great. They healthy, they and shit. I just talked to my son. He told me I was 252 in August, Dad, and I'm 202 now. I'm like, damn, nigga, you cut that weight that quick. He was a wrestler, then he's like a 3-point honor roll student at Alabama State. I mean, with Alabama University and majoring in electronical engineering, right? He's going to make more bread than me. My daughter, she's going to go on and do stuff. So now I can use my gift of intuition, discernment, and be like, I think you'd be good at acting. Nobody was pouring into me like that, giving me career advice, couldn't give me college advice, couldn't speak to me in proper terms like this, talking about therapy, mental health. So I'm able to tap into my kids and being able to be like, oh, I remember when I fucked up real hard there. Let me give you a little advice. You don't have to take it. Life gonna teach you way better than me. So I would suggest you listen to that. And then by the time it happened, whatever they got going on, I don't want it to be like I told you so. It's to me to be like I got your back regardless of how you try to do it. So fatherhood is really important to me because a lot of us don't grow up with fathers. I am the way I am because of my father, man. When I'm talking about, man, God's our truth, real king, real king. If people look up or ask about Tony McNeil, called him Tough T in the hood, we was in the heart of the hood. I didn't see him in the gang. I didn't see him hold guns. I didn't see him do drugs or sell drugs, but my pops ran his business and he was so respected in the hood. I mean, literally like a president. And when people saw me, they treated me the same way. So now I have an idea of what fatherhood looks like, and I can treat my daughter a certain way. My dad called me yesterday. We talked yesterday. He said, I'm proud of you and how you're raising your daughter. And my dad only had one daughter like I did. My sister, who passed away about 2 years ago, her birthday is the same day as my daughter's birthday. So I say this to say, I said, man, I saw it from you first. I saw how you raised us. I saw how you treated my sister. So I have to treat my daughter with a level of respect and honor. Look at what you're doing, bro. What you're doing is there's not a lot of honorable men when it comes to fatherhood. You agree with that, right?
Fair.
Right. And I'm only saying this to say I'm not talking about people who use court and child support. That's a whole nother system, right? I'm saying you still gotta fight for them damn kids. I had to go to court. Yeah, I had to go to court 3 different times for all my. I had to go to court for all of them. I didn't want to. It affected my soul, right? It did something to me. And some men tap out. I ain't going through that shit, nigga. Okay, that kid got to be raised somehow. That kid gonna need a father figure. So for me, when I saw my dad raise me the way he did, and I'm talking about true king, and people now when they see my daughter, they treat her. Oh man, that's your dad. I feel honored that people
when they see them, they see you, and then when they see you, they see them.
Yeah. So when your shorties when they hooping, you think your kids is hooping that way they hooping the way they is without their dad going through anything, but now they have a backbone behind them. Man, ain't no man finna treat them like shit without you. Man, listen, don't let me have to do something to you, and you should know better. I don't want to do nothing to no dude, and my daughter should know better. So I got 3 kids, and I say this and say like I'm a granddad of 2. I'm a father of 3 and 1 that passed away, and I wouldn't be who I am without fatherhood. I just had to get, my fault for, you know what I mean, probably going extended.
We needed that. I know for a
Bruh,
fact
like,
that fatherhood changed my life and outcome. It made me grow up. And you talked about it like you had to figure something out to provide. I remember. I swear to God, I haven't told this to many people, and I probably will put it in my next book when I do that. So think about that.
Hey, shout out, man, for saying next book. You can tell your babies you a public author, so now your kids got something to read and aspire to, and that's also business. You got Eubank Solutions on the behind your stuff. They got a business they can go to, and they can look at you for that. I'm sorry, that's part of my passion, man. Business and family. So, but go ahead. You say the thing you're gonna put in your next book.
Yeah, so man, it was crazy because I ended up with a master's degree in special education and was teaching and realized that still wasn't enough. Like the most humbling thing that I experienced was I went back and I was working at Pick and Save, stocking groceries just to provide to make sure ends meet because they deserved it. And it just put me to a different hustle again, which is, again, it's
was you
kind of
on
like,
Park Street? Was you at the one on Park
yep,
Streat?
yep,
That might be where I remember you from.
that might be
I used to
it.
be. Dog, wait. Let me don't. It better not been between 2004 and after 2004 and after, because I stayed on.
Oh, it was definitely after 2004 because I didn't come back home until 2009, 2008.
Okay. Yeah.
But
I used to
yeah,
be on the south side a lot. So when you
yeah,
said it wasn't enough, you were talking about like financially it wasn't enough,
financially,
right?
yeah. And I mean, just living paycheck to paycheck. Like I remember, I talked about this to somebody maybe about a week ago. Just having that struggle of I couldn't put gas in my car to get the girls back home from my
Yes.
mom's when she had to
Yes.
watch while I was working a second shift.
Mm.
And it was one of those humbling feelings where like I was emotional. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm doing everything right. I'm doing what I'm
Yeah.
supposed to, and I literally can't put enough gas in my car to get home to get paid the next day.
Mm-hmm. You know what's funny? You said you had a master's degree, right? And you couldn't do the stuff to make ends meet to take care of your kids. There are some people who have high school degrees and don't even have those who still trying to make ends meet. Does that make sense? Right? I had a bachelor's degree and I'm like, what the hell? Why am I working customer service and I'm on working with people who have different education levels, but we getting the same income, right? So at some point in time, them kids make you keep turning that shit all the way up.
Yes, sir. Like
All the way up.
I would almost say that humbling experience pushed me to start having those ideas to create stuff where Eubank Solutions came up out of it.
I love that. I want to make sure I say this. It's a difference between a man and a male. A man can have a baby. I mean, I'm sorry, a male can have a baby because you got the body parts. A male can, have sex, but it take a man to raise a kid, if that makes sense. So I can go have 10 other kids out here, and that's a man stuff. But a male, a man is to take care of them. So for me, it was like I don't want to just be a male I don't want to be like, I know, dude. It's for me to be like, no, I went to my kids' doctor's appointment, dentist. I had to have health insurance. I paid child support. I did extra. I did. So for me, it was really important to be there in the best way I could. And sometimes what happens is while your kids are growing up, they don't realize you're growing up too. You know what I mean?
Oh,
you're not a perfect parent. Does that make sense?
So no. What you talking about makes sense. Like I literally, what was it? 2 weekends ago, I put on a workshop for the parent-child dynamic because I wanted
kudos to you.
I appreciate
that's major.
I wanted the child and the parent to go through the workshop together so they could fully understand. Like it hit me one day when my daughter, they're looking at me like, Dad, why are you still in school? And I'm like, they're like, you're grown. I was like, they don't get it. They look at me as a finished product, and I'm not. Like I'm still trying to climb this ladder, still trying to accomplish goals. And so like I was like, yo, like our kids don't see us as adults or people. They just see us as dad.
Yeah.
And the other piece is we want our kids to hear us, but we've got to see them for who they are, because 9 times out of 10, we created a vision for who they were going to be before they even existed. And so as they get older and they start to develop a personality and the things that they want to do don't align with the vision we had before they existed. And so coming together to kind of create that alignment and vision so we can support them in what they want. I think they needed to do that work together so that way they can see like, yo, dad or mom is not done climbing or accomplishing goals. And now that we see who they are for who they are versus who we thought they were going to be.
That's real. Because as we look back on our parents, like, why they do this? Why they do that? Why they have me? Because they was figuring out what they could the best way they could.
Think about it. When we was 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, we was looking up to the cats that we knew that was like 30. And it looked like they had their stuff together. Man, I got 30 and I was like, ain't no way in hell they had it together. They were still trying to figure it out too.
They did. They were struggling. You realize, it sounded good, right? And so for me, I'm able to show my kids, man, like, and I'll say this, man, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I'm thankful to have the job that I do right now by working with the chamber, because just dealing with business, and then also for my kids to be able to say, hey, for me, like, what's next? What do you do? How long do you do this? Because sometimes working for yourself is one thing, because there's entrepreneurship, right? There's
Mm-hmm.
investing, there's owning. So for me, it's important to tell a story, man. I don't even know what's next. I don't know that next thing. If I had to leave out here, my rent go up. Rent go up every month.
That's funny.
Rent
That
go up
is
every
the
month.
question. What is next for you?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna say this: whatever is next, the Most High, I'm gonna be in super prayer about it. I hope that people pray for me and manifest goodwill stuff. Not pray PREY, right? Because there are some people who don't want well for you, and then there's people who really rooting for me. So for me, what's next? I pray that it's God ordained, man. It was the other day I was in here, damn near breaking down, bro, for real. Because I'm like, hey, what you finna? I have so many skills. I have so much talent. You and I are in a city in which the value of a black man is different. We're in a city to where this is predominantly white, right? So are we going to go work for a white establishment? Are we going to have to create a nonprofit? Do we go to other nonprofits to work? Do we go to another, like I use that pick and save in my head? I'm like, am I going to work back in insurance? Am I going to be working in a cubicle? I'm 43. Like, how long do you do it? Is this the retirement plan? Is this just a, so for me, whatever is next is to make sure I can financially finance myself, my children, and my house and my life without struggling, if that makes sense. I'm
Nope.
not too good. I'm not too good to do any work. That's how I got to the chamber. I was like, hey, where's the grants? Where's the funding? Where's the money? And by the time I got done talking, it was like, listen, bro, we got a job for you. We want something for you. And if I was too good, if I didn't look at it in a work mentality, I wouldn't be able to have the flexibility to tap in and talk to different businesses every day. That's what I did with black businesses every day. So in terms of what's next, I want to make sure that I promote myself and my skills. Bro, I'm a very talented person. And I say this to say I do consulting, right? So if you can do a one motion session with me, bro. I would whatever you come with Eubank Solutions. I'll even give you first 15 minutes for free. And I'm only telling you this because it's full of game. I'm gonna get in front of the dry erase board and I'm gonna chop it down to you. And by the time you leave, God gave me the ability to help other people. But I have to take that same skill to help myself. I
Facts.
pour into other people a lot. I gotta pour into me. I paid
No,
more money in taxes. I paid more money to other people performing than I paid to myself. Does that make sense?
no, no.
I should
Yeah.
be profiting hand over fist, but I just told you I paid 9 people before I touch anything.
I
So
definitely
what
was
I'm,
going to say that you got to make sure that you celebrate yourself too.
bro, I try to do that. It's crazy. I was trying to do that through like social media, right? And let me say this thing. Oh, look, a little one. Look, Antoine McLarosa, that's my little one. But I want to make sure I say this real quick. I had I realized that as I was promoting other things and other people, I had to promote myself, and not only promote myself. What happens is a thing is what I call Superman flying. If you're doing well, you say, I'm when I first started doing comedy, come check me out. I got Antoine doing comedy, they clapping. He got his own show, they clapping. And now I'm 8 years into it, and then we just saw a show 3 weeks ago. It's been they tired of clapping because I keep flying. Sold out, sold out. They damn, we gotta keep clapping for this nigga. And what happens is, as soon as the moment that Superman comes down and on the ground, the first thing they're gonna ask him is, "Why are you walking, Superman? Why you ain't?" You get what I'm saying? The moment if I stop doing shows, when I stopped doing shows from this is the first time in 8 years that I stopped doing shows from June, July, and August because I realized the season that it's very hard in that season. I started looking
Mhm.
at my profit loss, my numbers. I'm paying IRS, Department of Revenue. So when we talk about what's next, me knowing my numbers, me taking a business to a whole nother level. I ain't even, I'm not even, I don't even feel comfortable tapping in to saying what my plans are in that aspect. But there's two things I want to take to a whole nother level on his local side, on his national side of the game. Because bro, I'm 10 years in. When I go to other cities, when I go to other places, They treat me like, who are you? Where have you been? What is your social media? They love me. And I want to be able to take that thing. I wish I could implant that thing into Madison, but I'll say this, while they're giving me love, I appreciate it. So when it comes to Superman clapping, at some point in time, you got to go to a different area and fly. Sometime, you know what I mean? You fly in the same area, this nigga flying for 8 years, they're going to start clapping. So before I move around, I want to make sure that other people can also fly. You know, that's for me to provide that format to them. So don't go ahead and read that comment, Doctor.
Passing the baton. So Antoine, the son of Mr. Make You Laugh, till you bust your ass through the trials and tribulations.
No, that don't sound right. Hey, that's some P. Diddy shit. Tell it to you, bust your ass. It sounds very Vaseline baby oil-ish.
Through the trials and tribulations, you've overcome it all. I'm super proud of you, Dad, and thank you, Jamal Eubanks, for the platform, giving both of y'all your flowers. Definitely appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it.
That's what I love, man. Like the fact that I have a respectable son, the fact that I have a son who ain't in the streets, the fact that I have a son who takes care of his kids and children and family, respect women, that means a lot to me. That's already into the generation. So what's next? I'm trying to
look like you, just lighter.
That's I used to hear that though. It's hard for me to see it, man. I believe that. Sometimes I see it. I saw him in the store a couple of weeks ago. I was at Woodman's. I said, man, this nigga looked like me. It was him.
Hey, but before we wrap up, my favorite question, just based on everything we've talked about, all the things you've been through, all the experiences, ups, downs, good, bad, ugly, and everything in between. If you could tell yourself one thing when you was younger, telling your younger self, what was something that you would do? What was something you would tell your younger self?
I'm a first off tell my younger self, when it comes to music or cause I used to do a lot of music stuff. And I come think about like my son does music. So make sure y'all follow Tweezy P. Not only that, you can type it in any search bar. He has 2 albums out and the album has content. And I remember the first time he had an album, he was going to try to let it go for free. And I pushed him and told him, why would you give it to them for free? They're going to keep taking it. If you keep making pizzas and you give it to everybody in your neighborhood, they're going to eat it. This is good. The moment you try to charge them, you're going to find out your worth and your value. So when I would tell my younger self to get paid for the things that you do, to start tapping in to different options for career exploration, to start shadowing people. So that's why, hey, do you want to be a rapper? Well, how much they get paid? How much is this album? How much is marketing promotion? So I would tell my younger self to focus on some career exploration. Because even as an adult, the question of what's next is still a question. Because I have a lot of different skills and talents. And it's like, well, what do I want to lean into? So I would tell my younger self to do more career exploration.
And to piggyback off of that, not just the exploration, but do the research based on what the exploration lands you with.
I mean, so my daughter was saying that, hey, Dad, I want to be a doula. I want to be a doula. And I'm like, that's what's up. And I'm seeing a doula. I'm seeing well women doula. So now I'm like, can we connect? In a couple of weeks, my daughter has a meeting with some young lady in the community. Jasmine said, hey, she can pick my brain anytime. Thankful for that, for my daughter saying I want to be a doula. And then I'm like, we're in the car driving. Baby, how much does a doula make per year? Because I don't want her to struggle, if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, is this a full-time job or a part-time? Because are you delivering babies all the time? It's a career. Okay, so doula. Okay, what about a midwife? Then from midwife, what about a nurse, OBGY? So my younger self would tap into where career explorations. I remember the teacher asked me one time what my fear was. And I told her, I fear being broke. I fear like poverty. And she was like, oh, that's not a real fear. And she gave me a bad grade. You know what I did? I wrote it in a poem in a flow style. And I was telling her, I literally, like Guys on the Truth, I basically did a battle rap to my teacher on pen to be like, you said that it didn't scare, and I murdered it. And I remember all in red writing, she was like, okay. And I ended up getting an A in that. And I still say that to this day because I don't want to get to the point in life to where I don't think that it's not important to be financially well off. to not be able to live check to check, bro. That breaks
that's
my brain. But think about, but we're having a conversation. What would I tell my younger self? Make sure you get off into a career, because we think about jobs, if that makes sense. Get off into a career. What are you good at? Focus on your strength. I didn't start comedy till I was 33. Imagine if I started when I was 23 or 13. You get what I'm saying? But I would tell my younger self to get off into these career explorations. I would tell my younger self, stop being nasty, trying to do them damn girls up and stuff like that. It must be some kids. That's a daddy. You did the daddy hand?
Yeah.
Did you just do, I knew you did the daddy hand. A nigga did like I told my baby, don't come down and give me my damn liquor. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, look, tell we're gonna be done. But to make a long story short, just about making sure that I remember that I know that I have worth and value. Because a lot of times we'll interact with young ladies, and then we end up, whether have kids or you're in relationship to relationship or whatever, to be like, man, why don't you tap in with yourself and your goals and your future versus out here doing shit that everybody else doing, trying to play basketball, rap, and have sex. Like, tap in with that. So
no, that's what's up, man. I definitely appreciate that. That's always my favorite question, because everybody's response is going to be different based off their lived experiences. So
what would you tell your younger self? That's a good ass question.
Oh man,
yeah, the interviewee is actually the interviewer. What would you tell your younger self?
Believe in myself.
Damn.
I dealt with self-doubt for so long. Shit, I was talking to somebody yesterday, and I believe in myself, but it still doesn't stop me from having those moments of doubt. So definitely, the earlier you believe in yourself, I think the easier it is to have that level of confidence as you become older and as an adult. So mine would have just been believing myself at an early age.
That's real. I love that, bro. Because I can't lie. I deal with what they call that imposter syndrome, right?
Yep.
Because it's like, wait, is this me? I'm really doing this? Is this gonna stop? Am I gonna dog every month for almost, let's call it 8 years, me doing the shows? I'm like, okay, are they done with me now? Are they coming to this show? So this show that's gonna come up in my mind, are they ain't gonna show up? And then when those seats fill up, it's like, dog, you keep doubting yourself. And God, that's why I said God got a plan, and I believe in one motion. So whether it be 16 people there, 60 people, or 160, I still got to get the same show. So you said that, bro.
On the show anyways.
Yeah, hey, even if I'm just watching them, I'm gonna be enjoy. It is 5 comedians, 3 poets, 3 singers. I'm gonna enjoy myself, and I keep forgetting. Damn, Antoine, you promoted and pushed all of this stuff. If that makes sense.
Yep.
To motivate other people. So believing in myself is key.
So yeah, I definitely appreciate you for tapping in, tuning, and everybody tuning in. I want you to hold tight. We're gonna take this one out, but again, I appreciate everybody for tapping in. We will do another show. It'll be episode 3. If y'all got some folks that you think would be good candidates to be guests on the show, put it in the chat. Send me an email. My email is going across eubanks.solutions@gmail.com.
Can I say one thing?
Yes, sir.
I want to say this real quick because I thought about it, right? And when it comes to our business, please share and support another business that you're seeing. There's no reason why we shouldn't be. Shout out to Keon, Andre. Man, I've seen him change from rapping to being DLK, and that's the printing business. You know, I'm just saying that because we have multiple talents, and sometimes we don't know where we're gonna land or if it's the thing. But I'm still gonna go back and say this though, right? Please share the businesses that are within your community, the ones that you support. Even if you don't rock with them, as long as they're positive, doing something positive in your community, please do that. Somebody could be killing, robbing, shooting, anything else. And we look, another brother lost to the system. Please support them. Because I always think about that when it comes to my son. Man, he doing rap, he doing music, he doing blah, blah, blah. But if he was out here doing bad, if he was on the app, they'll be sharing and talking shit about him. But if he doing his music and he said, hey guys, November 5th, I got my music video being released, now they quiet. So I say this to say, I want our community to share and support Black, brown, diverse, small businesses. And I also still want those small businesses to please come laugh. We all need a damn laughter is medicine. There is no reason. at all that your clients or customers, you shouldn't be able to buy a ticket for them. $20 for a ticket. If you bought a ticket, and we got to give away a ticket. If you bought a ticket every month for one of your, let's say, customers, clients, or whatnot, do you know that those parents for at least an hour, or an hour and a half a month, like, damn, I got relief. And you can change. It is nothing but $20 for you, right? Imagine if I had 100 businesses doing this stuff. I don't have to worry about promoting, networking, marketing. I can grow the business. If that makes sense. We have every reason to laugh. Laughter helps with endorphins. It really helps heal your body. So I'm saying this to say it's way deeper than me trying to get some money. I don't have corporate sponsorships. So I'm a very grassroots person. Every business, there's no reason you can't tell me that you don't have $20 in one customer that you want to help. If that makes sense. So I'm saying it helps me instead of me putting flyers down from Sun Prairie to Middleton to the south to the north, if you could, that helps me. Oh, Antoine, I love what kind of father you are. If I'm trying to stay away from poverty, help me take care of this baby girl. And it ain't nothing but $20. So pay it forward. Even if you're not a small business, you got $20 to pay it forward. You don't even have to come to the show.
And I've done that before. I bought tickets for people to go to the show.
And 9 times did they come back and tell you that they had a good time?
Had a ball.
For $20. Shout out Quinn, man. Without laughter, there's no life. That's another funny dude. Quinn funny, man.
No,
without laughter, there's no life.
Serious. He did. Yeah. He ain't cracking jokes.
I just mean in general. He's funny, but at the same point in time, like I said, without laughter, there's no life. So I talk that shit. People have to put it under the guise of comedy, but because I talk that talk, I recognize other people who talk that talk. So please share and support other businesses. Not only share and support other businesses, pay forward a ticket, $20. And God's honest truth, if I can get 50 people to pay forward a ticket every month, I don't have to worry about struggling to take care of this baby girl. When you ask me what's next, I don't have to really worry about what's next because I can eat and live off of comedy alone if my community support me, because local ain't a bad word.
I'm with it. Keon asked about the link. We'll actually drop the flyer in the chat afterwards, so that way anybody that's commented, posted, liked, shared, or whatever will have access to it. Yeah, man. So what? Give me something that you want somebody to find out, do, or whatever that will get them that other ticket. Because Derek already got one coming from me, and then you said you was gonna match. So what can somebody do to earn that extra ticket?
To earn the extra ticket, and this how quick it is. Watch this. Go follow my business page and then comment to me that you did it. Because whoever the first one that did it, or somebody tell me why they follow me, whether you don't know about me, you haven't heard about me, or you rock with me, I give it. Because a lot of times people want to be in our personal business. If they go to Eubanks, they should be following you, follow me, screenshot. The first person to follow your Eubanks page, follow the One Motion page and show me you doing it and comment that, then they get the ticket. Because we have to grow it. Don't be on my Antoine McNeil page. I got a comedian Antoine McNeil page. I got a comedy and poetry jam page. But like I know people don't be on our business page. They like to be in our personal business. It's got to be bigger than that. You don't go to McDonald's owners.
Go follow the One Motion page and go follow my Fuel or Crutch page and comment. The first one that does both is going to get that ticket, and we'll post it.
Comedy and poetry I got many pages. I help people with their social media. So it's Comedy and Poetry Jam by One Motion Outreach. I also have a One Motion Outreach page.
You better jump on it because it's going to be an opportunity to get a free laugh.
I give away 10 tickets every month. If I give away 10 tickets every month at $10, at $20 a month, imagine what it looked like at the end of a year. Imagine what that looks like in 8 years, and 10 is the minimum. So I always sow into our community.
And so with that being said, go jump on it, like, share, comment, all of the above. And you know what I'm saying? We'll be back next month. One Motion, Eubank Solutions, collaboration. Yes, we appreciate everybody. Antoine, hold on for me for a second, though. Y'all have a good night. God bless.
God bless y'all.